Well, nobody ever wants to be, well, the bearer of bad news. Nobody wants to do it. Well, therein lies the problem. The bearer of bad news, well, that's a tough job to do. It's a dirty job. It's a job that gets you no accolades. And if you do it well, you're the one that's always remembered as bearing the bad news. And, well, depending on what the news is, if it's something bad, but you can handle it, well, the presenter of the information, well, they're not liked, but they're not disliked. They're not vilified. They're not hated. But now, it depends on the intensity of the whole scenario. It depends on how bad it really is. Because if we're talking really bad, and you've got to be the bearer of the really, really bad news, well, that could get you in a little trouble. And, well, I'm not one to tell you about severity, because that's a spectrum. And it operates on a spectrum that you would have to sort of kind of understand, but you don't. So I won't even go about the severity dilemma. We'll just leave it up to your imagination to determine what it is and what it isn't. But it's bad news for sure. That nobody will dispute. That nobody can argue. It's bad news. And I would say that it's really bad news. But that could be my own matter of opinion. And you're open to your own opinion about the issue too. For some, it could be good news. And you know, every person's bad news is another person's good news. Your cousin died last week. Well, you're heartbroken about it. But somebody somewhere else is happy. Because maybe your cousin did some shit. And that person never got over it. And so when your cousin dies, well, you're sad and heartbroken. But that other person, well, they're happy. They're happy that your cousin is dead. So you always got to think, bad news for some is good news for others. So it's my opinion that it's bad news. But for a lot of other people, it's good news. And you know, it has its pros and cons. But it's bad news. And nobody really wants to ever be the bearer of bad news. But somebody invariably always is. Well, you know who the bearer of the bad news is this time around, don't you?